Hello everybody, I'm Ajit K. Mishra. I'm here again with a very important session on some other aspects of writing strategies or writing skills. I've already told you all that writing is a very essential life skill because with writing we can do wonders. We can do so many things in order to ensure our professional success. Since we have to survive in a very difficult world in which professional competition is very, very high, with the right kind of writing skills, we can make this task easier and smoother. So there are a few such things that are important when it comes to writing as an essential life skill. I'm talking about CV and resume. CV or curriculum vitae and a resume. So most often without these two things, we cannot imagine our job scenario. We cannot imagine a professional place for ourselves because these two things are so very important, so critical, so vital to our professional possessions that we cannot even think without these two things. So these are some of the things that actually create a lot of confidence in ourselves. If I'm able to write business letters, business emails, if I'm able to compose or create my own CV, my resume, if I'm able to create any other kind of document that requires some writing strategies, then I can always do that. So every time I come across any writing task, there are two very important things that we all need to remember. The first is the format, the nature of that particular task, and the other is style. When it comes to style, it has to do with language. So when we begin to develop important language skills, especially writing skills, we can be absolutely confident of doing the task with ease because format is something that we generally come across. And these days, we just go to any search engine and browse for the formats. And we get access to so many formats on the internet. So finding a format is not a big task. We can always find the format. But filling in the format and doing it properly, correctly, is an important life skill. So therefore, we need to think about these important life skills. And when it comes to the job search scenario, we cannot imagine it without the cover letter or the CV and the resume. So the cover letter and your CV or resume together actually complete the job search scenario. So when it comes to writing. So curriculum vitae, as we all know, and the short form is CV. So it's a Latin word that is generally submitted for jobs in academia, scientific research, and medical fields. So curriculum vitae is meant for these kinds of places or organizations. And these curriculum vitae or CVs are essentially credential based. That means CVs generally highlight our credentials, our accomplishments, our achievements, what kind of credentials we carry to the organization, are the important entrants, are the important elements of any CV. So they generally provide a very comprehensive and often lengthy listing of our education, our certifications, our academic or research experience, and professional affiliations and memberships. So CVs are generally meant for these types of organizations, academic, scientific, and then medical fields, So that means we generally submit our CV whenever we are looking forward to either a teaching career or research career or clinical career. So, but then that doesn't necessarily mean that CVs are not asked by the industry of other kinds. They are also asked, but this is a general practice. On the other hand, resumes are competency based. Unlike the CVs, which are credential based, resumes highlight our competencies in terms of our professional accomplishments, our professional experiences, and our professional skills. So they are basically our personal marketing documents, which are intended to showcase our skills, notable achievements or accomplishments, and work experience to the greatest advantage, because these are the documents that are going to promote our abilities, our skills, our professional accomplishments. So that way we generally come across a professional history segment and this education, skills and achievements segment in our resumes. A major difference between the CV and the resume is this, that so resumes are generally preferred in the industry and CVs are generally preferred in organizations that have an academic or scientific or clinical orientations. There are certain industries that also accept CVs, but we need to check it with them before creating either a CV or a resume. Besides, there's a difference between a CV and a resume when it comes to their formats, their structures. A CV or a curriculum vitae means the course of one's life. That means in a chronological manner, we are talking about the course of our life, how our life has progressed, especially how our academic and professional life has progressed. So the entire progression is described in a CV. On the other hand, in a resume, which means a summary, we generally highlight the accomplishments, the skills, the experiences that have made us stronger. These things are highlighted in resumes. So I'll first start with the various components of a CV, then I'll take you to the various components of a resume. Thereafter, I'll also be talking about the most important aspects of both a CV and a resume. So let's start with the most important components of our CV. The first most important component of a CV is the contact information. So we generally start with the contact information. Most people generally start the CV by using the heading curriculum vitae. But there's absolutely no need. When somebody takes a look at the structure of your document, one can easily figure out whether it is a CV or a resume. So there is no need to waste that space and in order to mention the curriculum vitae title or heading. So we can use that space to mention our contact information. That means we can start with our contact information right from the top of the page. So in the contact information, we need to be very careful that we are giving our full name, our address, or current address, so that if anything is sent to us through post, it will reach us safely. So, and then now our phone numbers, any phone number on which we are available most of the times, because we can expect a call from our probable organization or probable employer anytime. So we must give a phone number that is working. If there is any change in the phone number, we have to promptly communicate that piece of information to the organization where we have submitted our CV. And then the email address. The email address is very, very important. I have already talked about it. The email has to, acquire a professional look. So any email will not do is, for example, it cannot be Demon1234 and then Ulysses 5678 and then Bullet 0007. And so these things will not work because they have to look like a professional email ID. So we need to create an email ID that looks professional so that when we share it with our probable employers or possible employers, they're going to like it. Otherwise, they might feel somebody is not at all serious about creating one's email ID. So what kind of professionalism we can expect from the person? So whenever we are creating a professional document, we need to bring in that element, the element of professionalism, into that document so that people will promptly acknowledge that, and that will begin to open the gateways for us. Then in the CV, we can mention the academic history, especially in the reverse chronological order, so that we give our potential employers a chance to take a look at our latest qualification. So we can start with the highest qualification that we have, then going downwards. So it can be, for example, for an academic position, it can be the doctoral program, the master's, the bachelor's, and the 10th or the 12th grade programs. So in reverse chronological order, we generally create our academic history. That brings us to the next segment of a CV, which is about our professional experience. So if we have had some professional experience in the past, we should mention that or include that in the CV by starting with the organization or the institution, and then we can mention the job title or the position that we held there, and the period of employment. If it is still ongoing, we can also mention, we can start by mentioning the beginning and then mentioning till date or ongoing. So, and then the kind of duties that we have performed or we have been performing in those organizations, and then the most important thing, the experience that we have gathered and the achievements that we have made by working in that organizations. So it's very important that we list our experience and our achievements. For example, have experience in handling lab equipments, sophisticated lab equipments for this particular purpose, so for generating such kind of data. So when we mention our experience and our achievements, we're actually giving ourselves a stronger chance of being discovered by our potential employers. And then we go to the qualification and skills segment in a CV, where we can talk about our hard skills, that means the technical skills that we have. For example, if I'm a computer science graduate, I'm expected to have certain hard skills in computer science. So, and then our soft skills, especially our people skills, because these days, or interpersonal skills. These days, everybody is looking forward to the prospective employees with good people skills or interpersonal skills. So if we have good people skills, we can easily adapt to any kind of working environment, and then we can get along well with our colleagues, our co-workers, and then we can gel nicely with them, and that will maximize the productivity of that particular organization. So that's the reason why every organization today is looking for this particular important life skill in their employees. So people skills. And then if we have any accreditations and certifications, we need to mention those things, because apart from our regular academic programs, we also get certifications or accreditations for gaining an extra skill or enhancing an already existing skill. So we need to mention those things there. Thereafter, we come to the awards and honors segment, where we need to mention the awards and honors that we have received, if any. So we can mention the organization that has conferred that award on us, and then we can mention sometimes we can also think of mentioning how often the award is given. Is it an annual award or is it a monthly award, and how often people receive such awards. If we mention these things, that means we are highlighting the importance of that particular award. If an award is given only once in 10 years, and if I win that award, that will mean a lot. And if an award is given every year, in comparison to the award that's given once a decade, so this every year award will mean a little less. So if we mention how often that award is given and how many people receive that award, whenever it is given, it's going to work as an advantage for us. So the next is our associations with professional bodies, or our affiliations towards professional bodies. So it's very, very important that we always join some kind of network, because this is the era of networking. So everyone is dependent on the other. So if I join any professional organization or association, that means I'll be joining an entire network of people who are also into that particular area. That will mean that I'll also get an opportunity to get in touch with those people. I can explore my possibilities with any one of them or several of them. So that way I'll be entering a completely new world. So affiliations and associations with professional bodies is a very, very important segment on our CVs. So that is how we come to the end of this session. I'm very sure you have taken note of all these important elements of a CV and a resume, and you'll be exploring these elements yet further on your own, and you're going to improve your CV and resume writing skills yet further. So I'll be meeting you with a new module the next time. So until then, bye-bye.